Okay. So that's your question. It says
Yes, sir.
you have a particle of rest mass capital M, which decays into two identical particles, right? So what will be
Hmm.
maximum value of momentum? See, it says it's moving in z direction, and then it decays into two identical like particles. So what will be
Hmm.
the largest momentum that it can have perpendicular to z direction? Yes, tell me, what would you do?
Yes, sir. So I can apply here the energy relation in momentum,
Okay,
mass energy relation.
right.
Uh,
So what
A square
relation would
equals
you
to
apply? What relation would you
A
apply?
square A square equals to B square C square uh, M naught square C raised to 4
Okay,
minus.
okay.
Yes, yes. So from
But,
here,
but
P is
we don't know what is the speed of initial heavy mass, capital M.
yes, yes. Hmm. So, sir, we have two masses m and 2m, yes, and in the equation we have p square. So when we going for the perpendicular to the z direction according to the question, then we could subtract or like m minus 2m like masses and the whole square like that something.
Okay,
Hmm. Yes, so we get the m square and 4m square values in under root form.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is your guess?
Wait, just a second, sir. I'm sorry, I'm confused in one and three because I'm not sure about the half. How did it come? How half? I'm sure for the rest of the c and m
दो
square
दो
minus
है
4m
ना,
square and
दो है, two small m. You have to
yes.
say momentum of each of the particles. One of the lighter.
So I think the A.
Yeah. See, your
Okay.
guess is that. Yeah, but why do you take square? You could simply take energy as mc square minus 2m
हाँ हाँ
times c square, correct? तो square क्यों
हाँ.
किया है? Square क्यों किया है? All right. And second
So
thing is, what did you do with this initial speed? Heavy particle was moving. So what did you do with that part of the energy that you have completely ignored?
yes, sir.
Okay. So what we have to do here is we'll
Hmm.
go into the rest frame of capital M.
Hmm.
In relativity,
Okay.
you are allowed to change the rest frame, right? Your
Hmm.
reference frame.
Hmm.
So instead of being in the laboratory frame in which mass capital M is moving, we will go into the frame in which mass capital M is at rest.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Now both the particles will
Hmm.
go in the opposite direction because they have same mass,
हाँ.
and momentum is zero in all directions. So final momentum will be zero only if they move with equal momentum in opposite direction.
Opposite direction. Yes. Hmm.
Right. So let's say
Hmm.
we call that momentum as P.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in lab frame, this is what it would look like. That if your mass
Yes.
capital M is moving and it decays,
Yes.
then to continue having same momentum in z direction, both the masses have
Hmm.
to go at an angle theta,
Hmm. Yes. Sure.
right? But if you go into the rest frame of mass capital M, then in that frame, both the mass small m are moving in direction perpendicular to z direction, opposite to each other. And if you look at the question, they are only asking perpendicular to z direction. They are not asking what happens in z direction.
Yes, yes.
All right. So can I go to the next slide if you have understood what?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Ha.
So in the rest frame, the total energy after the decay would be 2 times root p square c square plus m square c4. And that energy has come from capital M c square.
Yes.
And if you invert this, it will give you your option 1 as the answer.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's a very straightforward problem, but you have to apply. If you still have to apply relativity in the right manner. So you had to choose the right reference frame and you had to put the equations properly to get the answer. Otherwise, you are confused, as you said, whether it is 1 or 3, because you have not done the exact calculation.
Yes, sir. Not exact. Yes, yes.
Yes.
I just applied this relativistic energy equation and got confused between half. And I'm sure about the C. Yes, yes. Now understood.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Shall we go to the next example?
Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir.
So this is the problem. It says your electric field due to uniformly charged infinite line along z-axis. The rest frame of the line is given by this expression. If you go into a frame which is moving with constant speed v with respect to s along z direction, what would happen to the electric field? So again, this is a very straightforward question. What you need to do is you have to apply your relativistic field transformation equations to take your field values from one reference frame to another reference frame.
Yes.
Have I made this point clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So shall we go to the next slide to see the field transformation?
Yes, sir.
Unless you have a way of arriving at the answer, then you can tell me.
Sir, I think the electric field, मतलब जहाँ तक सर मुझे मतलब याद है कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होता है इन एस फ्रेम और लाइक एस डैश फ्रेम, तो किसी में तो वो सर इक्वली होते हैं, मतलब शायद जैसे ई डेक्स एक्स इक्वल्स टू ई, तो ऐसे ही, बट सर नॉट श्योर अबाउट दैट
But
in which
see,
they are equal.
in this case, your relative speed is along z direction. You have to be extremely careful in writing your field transformations.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Sir, this is
right. And now, if you substitute the value, okay, of your magnetic field is 0 in all the frames. All right.
Yes.
And you are not asked for magnetic field either, which means you have to consider only the 3 equations on the left, out of which z is same, and that was not there at all. Z was 0 in the your field also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Ex dash will be gamma times Ex, and Ey dash will be gamma times Ey. That would be your answer. Simple. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Now
So you can see again, this is a very straightforward, but you have to be prepared with your field transformation equations. Now, many times what happens is you have field transformation equations where relative speed is in x direction.
Yes, sir.
And then you, without realizing that here the relative speed is in z direction, you have to transform the fields accordingly. And if you don't take that appropriate transformation, you will get into trouble. So you have to be extremely careful when you write your transformation equations with what direction they are in relative motion.
Yes.
All right. So you understand the technique, how you will proceed
Yes.
with the questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood. Yes, sir.
So your problem is this.
The following figure shows the intensity of the interference pattern in the Young's double slit experiment with two slits of equal width.
Now this is not a straightforward problem, okay?
Yes,
And it
yes,
does
sir.
not require you to do any mathematical calculation. It is expecting you
Yes,
to do very careful analysis and arrive at the qualitative conclusion. You have to be
yes,
extremely careful when you do such problems.
yes, yes, sir.
Right. So read this carefully. What does it say? You are given a double slit experiment, okay? And what you see is a double slit interference pattern.
Mm,
And if you see,
mm-hmm.
the peak intensity varies like a diffraction maximum.
Mm.
All right.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Yeah. So these are
Yes, sir.
interference
Yes, sir.
lines. What you see maximum is bright lines. In between there are dark lines. But the variation of intensity, as you see the envelope here, can you see my cursor?
yes, sir. Yes, I
This
can see
is
that.
this is what happens when you have a diffraction maximum.
Hmm.
Now they are saying that the separation is doubled. Okay, separation between the slits is doubled,
Yes.
and the slit, width of each slit is half. What
Hmm.
will happen?
The new interference pattern is best.
Remember, here you have two effects. You have a diffraction effect and you have interference
And
effect.
interference. Yes.
So
Yes.
if I look at the diffraction envelope, right?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
remember what is the condition for diffraction first minimum, which will in a way give you width of the central maximum.
N plus 1 lambda by 2. Lambda d by
No, a sine theta equal to n lambda.
n,
That is for
n
condition
lambda.
for first minimum,
Yes, yes.
right? So that sine theta in a way symbolizes the width of the central maximum, all right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
sine theta will be for first minimum. Sine theta is lambda by a. So if I make my
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
smaller, then theta will increase. You,
Huh.
you
Hmm.
understand? Now
Yes, yes, sir.
in this case, you are making width of each slit half.
Hmm.
So your sine theta will become double.
Double. Yes.
Yeah. So of course theta will not be exactly doubled, but it will increase. So central
Increase.
maximum will become broader.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, yes, sir.
So this width of the central maximum, you see this first bunch, right?
Huh.
That width will increase almost
Increase.
close to double, not double exactly,
Hmm.
but close to double.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes,
And
yes.
in case of interference, remember what is
Hmm.
your condition for interference? If the separation between two slits is d, all right, then your fringe
N
width.
lambda.
No, no. What is
N
your
lambda
fringe
d
width?
by d.
Fringe
N
width. Fringe
lambda
width.
d by
Fringe width.
fringe width. Xn. Small xn.
Yeah. Fringe width कैसे होगी? It will be lambda into capital D divided by small d.
Small d. Yes, sir. Lambda d
So
by d.
fringe width
Yes.
is inversely proportional to distance between the two slits.
Two slits. Yes, yes, sir.
So what you are doing is you have doubled the separation between slits. Therefore, your fringe width will become half.
Hmm.
You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So if you see from -1 to +1, can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 2,
Yes, sir.
3, 3 plus 3. So -1 to +1, you have 7 peaks.
Hmm.
If my
Yes,
if
7
my
peaks.
fringe width is becoming half, I should see 14 peaks from -1 to +1,
Then 14.
isn't it? And this central bunch will become broader. The central bunch will
Broader,
become
yes.
broader because we
Broader.
are reducing the slit width. Now you see
Yes.
the options given to you. Your original intensity pattern is on the left,
Hmm.
right?
Yes, sir.
And you have to choose one of the 4 options. Now you decide which one of the 4 will be the correct one. I have already discussed with you the entire analysis.
Hmm. Option A, sir.
Yes?
Option A, sir.
Option A. Why option A? Tell me.
Because in that we have also the diffraction. In double slit experiment, we are
So what happens to
don't know that.
diffraction? What happens to diffraction? You are reducing the slit width to half, right? So the diffraction maximum
Double.
will be almost close to double.
Double, yes, yes.
So diffraction minimum will spread almost to twice.
Yes, sir.
Right. So diffraction, so your bunch will become broader. तो सेंट्रल में बंच दिया है ना, वो ब्रॉड हो जाएगा, लेकिन
हाँ
आपके -1 to +1 में जो पीक्स थी वो डबल हो जाएगी.
हाँ 14 में 14 दिख रही है.
Correct. So now tell me which is going to be the closest answer.
ऑप्शन ए.
ए में आपकी विड्थ डबल नहीं हो रही है ना सेंट्रल बंच की.
हाँ विड्थ तो डबल नहीं हो रही है सर. फिर विड्थ ऑप्शन 2 विड्थ इसमें डबल हो रही है.
हाँ तो सेंट्रल में डिफ्रैक्शन की विड्थ सेंट्रल मैक्सिमम की डबल हो रही है और इंटरफेरेंस मैक्सिमम नैरो हो गए. दो चीज हुई ना.
समझा समझा सर. समझा.
तो सेंट्रल बंच था वो वाइड हो गया और हर एक मैक्सिमम था वो नैरो हो गया.
हाँ सर. हाँ समझा सर.
राइट.
यस.
So what is the correct option now?
ऑप्शन 2.
Yes.
ऑप्शन 2 सर.
Option 2. That's correct. It has to be option 2.
Yes.
It has to be option 2. Fine.
Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir. Now understood sir. Yes. Yes sir.
Okay. Look at the question.
Yes. Yes sir.
What does it say?
A pendulum executes small oscillations between angle plus theta naught minus theta naught. If tau of theta d theta is the time spent between theta and theta plus d theta, then tau theta is best represented by.
Right. So again, this problem would require you to do careful analysis. So just
Yes.
think what you have to do.
Hmm.
What would you do? How would you decide? So it's a pendulum. Pendulum executes small oscillation. So small oscillation would mean that it's a simple harmonic oscillation, right? When when pendulum makes small oscillation, angle of oscillation is small, then the oscillation is simple harmonic. All right. And what we want is the time spent. Now, you don't have to calculate exact mathematical expression, but yet you have to decide which is going to be the correct graph. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes sir. So basically sir, we are dealing with the time period here.
So you have to find time
Spent between theta and theta.
Yeah. Time spent between theta and theta plus d theta. Okay. Tau theta d theta is the time spent between theta and theta plus d theta. then what would your function tau theta looks like? Okay. Now this is of course it requires you to do straightforward but simple analysis. Let's see what we have to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So look at this. If you take small oscillation for pendulum, then you can say theta is theta 0 sine omega t. I mean, it can be sine omega t plus alpha. It won't change the situation. So say sine omega t. Therefore, d theta by dt will be omega times theta 0 times cos omega t. All right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. Now, what is tau theta d theta? It is dt by d theta into d theta.
Okay.
And that's omega theta 0 1 upon cos omega t. Well, from d theta by dt. You are writing dt by d theta. So 1 upon that. And therefore, if you look at it, of course, there is a typographic here. I forgot to write d theta on the right hand side. But basically, it means your tau theta would be this d theta should have been in the second last step. So tau theta would be 1 upon omega root theta 0 square minus theta square. See, cos omega t, I can write as theta square minus theta 0 square minus theta square. See, this is theta 0 cos omega t. Just look at it. Theta is theta 0 sine omega t. So if I want theta 0 cos omega t, I have to do theta 0 square minus theta square. Do you understand what I said? यहाँ मुझे थीटा 0 cos ओमेगा टी चाहिए और मेरे पास थीटा 0 sin ओमेगा टी है. तो अगर मैं थीटा 0 स्क्वायर माइनस थीटा स्क्वायर करूंगा तो मुझे थीटा 0 स्क्वायर cos स्क्वायर ओमेगा टी मिलेगा. So theta 0 cos omega t will be square root of this. So now my tau theta goes as 1 upon square root of theta 0 square minus theta square. Right? Remember, square root of theta 0 square minus theta square. So at theta equal to theta 0, it becomes infinite. Can you see what I'm saying? At theta equal to theta 0, it becomes infinite. So option 3 and 4 are ruled out because they don't become infinite. Then
option 1 and
out of 1 and 2, you look at theta equal to 0. Is it 0?
No.
See, it's not 0 at theta equal to 0, correct? It is 1 by omega theta 0.
It's a 1 upon omega theta naught.
Right. So it's finite. It's not 0. So first is also ruled out. And therefore, second is the best possible choice.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Now understood, sir. Yes.
Okay. So your answer is option 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I hope this is clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear. Understood.
Yeah. We'll do one more example today.
Okay, sir.
So we will look at what the problem of eigenvalue is. So you are given, you know, eigenvalue problems, right?
Yes, sir.
If you operate this matrix on an eigenvector, it gives you same eigenvector back with a multiplicative constant. Right? So in this case, what would be the eigenvalue? So what happens is actually
if I go directly from the matrix and the matrix property, then I would like to choose the option A, because the eigenvalues are the trace of the matrix, and here the trace is a square plus b square plus c square, and the matrix is basically we can say that transpose of its own matrix means M transpose is equals to M.
Yes.
Here. So by this property, we can choose the option A.
Very good. Very good. So actually, if you take sum of the eigenvalue as a square plus b square plus c square, then all four would satisfy that requirement.
Yes, sir.
But if you look at the symmetry in the matrix, then of course 2, 3,
Yes.
4 do not have that kind of symmetry in eigenvalues.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So only first can be the correct option. So you have got it right. So here we are exploiting symmetry to arrive at the answer.
Yes, sir.
Of course, this is abstract mathematical symmetry, but it is a symmetry. So many times in physics problems also we have physical symmetry that we use. So this is an example how we use symmetry to arrive at the answer.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
Yeah. So, so it says if you took some of the eigenvalues, then all the answers fit into that criteria. But actually, if you solve, it will be a very time-consuming process. So in exams like this, you don't have so much time to actually find 3 eigenvalues. But if you look at symmetry of the matrix, then obviously only first option would look symmetric.
Most of the time they give us like this question, like the matrix is symmetric, so we have to just apply the.
Yeah. So only first option is likely to be the correct answer.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.